following singles contest is a first-round matchup in Super Indy 14. It is scheduled for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first, representing the Faces of Change, he weighs in at 215 pounds, wrestling out of New York City, VIP Joe Rosa!
A lot of controversy, a lot of derision surrounding VIP Joe Rosa and the way he got into Super Indy. We had a fan poll on IndyWrestling.com. Let the fans pick who they wanted to be the final entrant in Super Indy. The fans, they voiced their opinion loud and clear. A lot of votes for John McChesney, a lot of votes for Jimmy Nuts, but a groundswell of support for two individuals in particular. Remy LeVay, formerly of the Knight Riders, and that man on the ring in the ring to Pedro's left, Darren De Niro. Joe Rosa, however, used his pull, his stroke, and convinced De Niro to surrender his Super Indy spot to Rosa. And you can see the backlash from these fans.
Now listen up, you two. All right, listen, you two, first of all, Darren, thank you very much for your spot, because VIP is Super Indy!
I have a lot to say about that opinion.
Grab a chair, put it right there, watch how I work, boys. Take notes, take lessons, take everything you can from this match. I'm going to show you how it's done the right way. Out of the ring, misses, out of the ring.
Rosa, pretty big mouth on him, pretty confident for somebody, the only person here that did not earn their way in through victory voting or reputation. Everybody else qualified in some form or fashion.
And his opponent, he weighs in at 255 pounds, wrestling out of Houston, Texas, by way of Cleveland, America. This man is hard to kill, Raymond.
I've always called Rowe the baddest man in IWC. You know what? Stretch that out a little bit. I don't know anybody badder, anybody tougher. Ray Rowe survived a motorcycle accident last summer that doctors have said should have killed any human being involved. The first two doctors Ray Rowe saw after crashing his motorcycle head-on with a car that was texting and driving and not paying attention, the first two doctors Rowe saw could not believe, had no medical explanation for why Ray Rowe was alive. You can hear that respect toward Ray Rowe bleeding throughout this crowd in Elizabeth, Pennsylvania. And VIP is about to realize how hard to kill Ray Rowe is. I mean, 2 plates, 18 screws in his left arm, 6 hours of surgery, a broken nose, 17 stitches in his face. This man's face and body busted a rear window of a car. I mean, I can't explain, there's no words to describe how amazing it is that Ray Rowe came through that accident, able to compete today. And if Rosa overlooks that, he's in for, well, let's face it, Jay Worth, a short night, but it'll feel like an eternity.
I have to question Rosa's game plan here. Who slaps Ray Rowe? Who thinks, hey, I'm looking at a Mintar, maybe what I ought to do is make it angry?
Doctors said Ray Rowe's best bet was to be back in 8 to 12 months, okay? It has not even been 12 months yet since the accident. Ray Rowe was back in 6.
Ray Rowe is a superhuman machine. I take nothing away from Joe Rosa, and I'm sure he has a plan here. I don't see the genius of this plan.
Suplex machine! That brings back some memories. And let's point out, too, Ray Rowe has been an IWC Heavyweight Champion. He's been a Tag Team Champion. He's never held the Super Indy title. As a matter of fact, Ray Rowe's been in and out of IWC since 2003. This is his first ever Super Indy tournament.
Well, would you say that Ray Rowe embodies the Super Indy mystique, as you like to think of it?
Oh, without a doubt. He puts it all on the line. He's got the passion, the heart. He pushed his body beyond its limits just to survive, let alone wrestle again. Ray Rowe is everything right about Super Indy.
And Ray Rowe just put that right foot through Joe Rosa's face. And he's going to do it again.
Hey! Now you want to talk about something very non-Super Indy. Rosa hiding behind that young lady.
And Ray Rowe stopped, moved her out of the way, and Joe Rosa took advantage.
That lady's obviously made some questionable life choices, and Rosa following up. And Rosa all over Ray Rowe.
He has an opportunity. Strike now. Strike hard. Do not let this just happen.
Yeah, Rosa, this is his one glimmer of hope in my mind.
Yeah, you have him on the ropes, so to speak, and finally back in the ropes. Stay on him. Do not let Ray Rowe recover.
And you know what, Chambers? You talk about that Super Indy spirit. It's fitting you mention that here because, in my opinion, Joe Rosa is everything Super Indy isn't. He's the opposite of Super Indy. Think about it. Joe Rosa gets by on his VIP status, gets by on that floozy out there, doesn't work a day in his life, uses his underlings in the faces of change to do the dirty work for him, and it's Rosa who reaps all the benefits and takes all the credit. That's nothing that Super Indy was built on, nothing that the Super Hentais and Colt Cabanas and Sabins of the world built this division on, and Joe Rosa lives by it.
I understand what you're saying. I just completely disagree. If you can get to the dance, you get to the dance.
Well, check out who you're dancing with, pal.
Boy. If I were him, maybe get a sledgehammer or a 2x4.
Ray Rowe, hard to kill. Well, part of that Ray Rowe injury was he shattered his humerus bone, and it's certainly no laughing matter if you're Joe Rosa. The first surgeon Ray Rowe saw told him he would never wrestle again. Can you believe that?
The first surgeon that Ray Rowe saw clearly didn't know Ray Rowe that well.
No, he may have known normal medical science, but Ray Rowe has defied the limitations. He's defied what we expect a human being to be and not be able to do for years.
Which really, you tell Ray Rowe he can't do something, I'm willing to bet he's going to put forth his best effort to make sure he can do it.
So let's talk about this, Jay Worth. What's going through your mind if your name is Darren De Niro right now, and you forfeited this spot to Joe Rosa after Joe Rosa pressured you? Are you happy for Joe Rosa?
Absolutely.
Are you happy you avoided Ray Rowe?
Yes.
Is your competitive blood boiling that you're not in there?
No. Are you kidding me? It's Ray Rowe. You don't drive past a car wreck and say, geez, I wish I was in the passenger seat. It's Ray. Look at what's happening.
Oh!
Are you envious right now, Joe?
I'm not a competitor, and this is one of many reasons why. Ouch.
There is no one watching what is happening to Joe Rosa that is happy about it. Oh!
Oh!
That's a a long way down before Ray Rowe adds his body weight and musculature system to it.
These fans seem pretty happy about what's happening to Joe Rosa. I bet there's a few founding fathers watching somewhere that are enjoying it.
Big grins on their faces would be my guess. Oh, got him.
Rowe with a backbreaker, a gutbuster. This combo, Jay Worth, it's called the path of resistance. And it almost got the win. And not much resistance from Joe Rosa toward Ray Rowe anymore.
Hey, I got to give Joe Rosa credit there. He got his shoulder up after the beating he has taken. I think it shows a little bit of guts, a little bit of fortitude that he was able to get out of that. I mean, admittedly, it just makes Ray Rowe angrier, but...
Oh, Rowe has those great knee strikes, but Rosa! VIP catches Rowe with a spine buster. All right, that was something. There's a cover.
It is, there's a 3. Oh!
Was VIP really that delusional to think that could beat Ray Rowe?
Well, I'm sure he's had success with it before. I mean,
again, Ray Rowe.
He might be like Ray Rowe's first surgeon. He just doesn't know Ray Rowe. Oh, shot to the back of the head.
He's getting
another.
Pretty closely acquainted, in my estimation. Power bomb, nothing doing. Rowe overpowering VIP. Rowe elevates himself with the right hand.
Oh, here.
Death row! Rowe is hard to kill, but Rosa enters death row.
Here's your winner moving on to the semifinals, Raymond Death Rowe.
And while Ray Rowe is celebrating, I want to point out the faces of change sitting in the rampway. Darren De Niro was holding the back of his head and sucking air through his teeth. He knows the beating he just avoided. He knows the beating his boss just took.
And we know that man enters the second round. We'll find out who his opponent will be a little bit later on in the broadcast. Well, Rosa had instructed De Niro and Corpo to watch from the ramp and, quote, see how it's done. Think they picked up any lessons? Now look at this. And this is just like Rosa.
Here's a lesson.
Rosa is taking everything out of these kids. Rosa strong-armed his own way into the tournament, took De Niro's spot. And now Rosa's blaming the Corpo and De Niro. What did they do?
It's what they didn't do, Joe. 2 lieutenants at ringside while the general got beat.
How entitled can one man be? But tell you what, the quarterfinal action just heating up. A lot more to come.